UFC 286, Edwards versus Usman 3, the trilogy, most confident picks to our least confident pick of the card, and there are some close fights on the card, I would say. Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, I believe is going to be a lot closer than a lot of people are actually pegging the fight to be, and there are some fights on here with huge favorites, like Gunnar Nelson, like Jack Shore, Muhammad Mokayev, even Jake Hadley and Juliana Miller. So we're going to give our confidence starting with the first fight of the card, working our way up to the main event of the evening. You know the drill. We give our percentage chance I think a certain fighter is going to win, and then if I think they're a slight favorite or a slight pick, a confident pick, a super confident pick, or maybe like a slight lean or something like that. So we're going to start with the bottom with Juliana Miller and Veronica Macedo. I did say we're going to look at the betting odds as well, just to show you guys the difference between the betting odds as well as my confident percentages that I'm going to give. So Juliana Miller, 5-1 on one of these bookies right here, and people are still putting money on Juliana Miller, which is, it is very interesting. Minus 500 is pretty high on the percentage. I have her around an 80%, so it's not as big as the betting odds have her, but it is still pretty high for Juliana Miller, making her UFC debut as an 80% confident pick right here. That's pretty high for Juliana Miller. So that's what we're going to start with. Juliana Miller at 80% confidence. Ludovic Klein. Now, Ludovic Klein is going to be very interesting because that is a close fight. Ludovic Klein is a slightly better striker, throws a little bit more volley, better kicking game, but he's not a confident pick given the power, the height, the reach of Jai, even the mixing in of the takedowns that Jai could potentially have in that fight. That's a lot closer than the odds have him. They have it at 2-1 for Ludovic Klein, saying he's around a 66% confidence according to the betting odds. I say he's in the 50s, high 50% for Ludovic Klein at 58%. That is where I would have him. So not really a lot of value on either Juliana Miller or Ludovic Klein when looking at their betting odds. We got Joanne Wood, no longer Joanne Calderwood, taking on Luana Carolina. Betting odds for this one are interesting. They are very interesting. If we see right here, Joanne Wood is almost a 2-1 favorite. The best you're going to get her is at minus 170. Money is coming in on Joanne Wood. I do think it's a decently close fight. And the odds are probably right around where they should be. If I'm being quite honest, I'm a little bit more confident in Joanne Wood than I am for Ludovic Klein. Nowhere near as much as I am with Juliana Miller, so she's probably right in between Juliana Miller and Ludovic Klein in the low 60s. I'd say around 62%, somewhere around that range. Would be a good confidence percentage for Joanne Wood. She's not a 2-1 in my opinion. That's 66% confidence. She's a little bit less than that. Right? I think they have the odds right where they should be for Joanne Wood. We got Jake Hadley, one of the biggest favorites on this card, behind Juliana Miller, behind Jack Shore, and behind the man, the myth, the legend. Where did he go? Am I blanking on him? Where is he? Muhammad Mokayev. Yeah, he's a pretty big favorite on the card. Right now, Jake Hadley's at minus 360 on the betting odds. Minus 360 is crazy. That is absolutely crazy, in my opinion, for Jake Hadley. I think he's going to win, but he's nowhere near Juliana Miller level, which is around the level that they're saying his betting odds should be. I think he's right around Joanne Wood. Literally just right around Joanne Wood. Almost a 2-1 favorite is what I would have him at like a 65%. I don't know what's up with the bookies. Having him at that big of a favorite is crazy, in my opinion. So 65% for Jake Hadley. Christian Leroy Duncan and Dusko Todorovic. A little bit more than Jake Hadley, I'd say, for Christian Leroy Duncan. A lot less than Juliana Miller. Best I'd have him would be 70%. Worst I would have him would probably be around probably around 68%. So we're going to kind of compromise there a little bit and have it at 69% for Christian Leroy Duncan. A lot of 60% right there. Lerone Murphy, Gabriel Santos. If you watched my prediction video, you know I think this is one of the closest fights in the card, one of the best fights on the card as well. And maybe behind that co-main of Fiziev versus Gaethje, but Gabriel Santos, Lerone Murphy, I'm going to tell you guys right now, is going to be an absolute banger. It just is. It is one of those fights where it's going to be an all-out war, 3 rounds of action, and those type of fights, they could go either way. So I have Lerone Murphy winning, but he's going to be very, very, very low on the list. Would I say above Ludovic? I'm going to move Ludovic down a little bit. I'm going to move him to 56 because I don't think he's as confident as I'm having Lerone Murphy right here. And I have Lerone at 58%. So we're going to move Ludovic Klein down just a little bit. But yeah, I'm not too high on Lerone Murphy. The odds that they have him at are kind of good. I guess they're right where they should be. But money is coming in on those Lerone Murphy odds. And the more money that comes in on them, the less likely I am to bet on them. But yeah, I would say that's right around where he should be. Then we have Mohamed Mokaev. And this is an interesting one. Someone was commenting on the full card prediction video yesterday, and they were talking about Mohamed Mokaev's shoulder injury, that he was going to have surgery, but he didn't have surgery so he could fight at UFC 286. He's an 8-1 favorite over a debuting Jafel Filho, who was able to knock out Roybert Echeverria with a nice body shot, I believe, in the second or third round, but I'd say it's a little closer than the odds have it, because 8-1 kind of shows it. 9-1 even right there means he's around a 90% favorite, 85, 86% favorite. But I'd have him like a 4-1, 5-1 favorite. That's like the most I'd have Mohamed Mokaev for this fight. So I'm going to have Mohamed Mokaev slightly higher than Juliana Miller. We just don't know with how Veronica Macedo is going to come out after such a long layoff. So we're going to put Mohamed Mokaev just a little bit higher than Juliana Miller at 83%. Sorry about that. Sam Patterson and Yanal Ashmoz in the UFC. Now, Sam Patterson is a big favorite for what I'm going to give his confidence. Yeah, the betting odds that I'm about to show you are going to be way, way different than the confidence percentage. Minus 320 is crazy. It is absolutely insane. The dude, Sam Patterson, should not even, in my opinion, I mean, he could go out there and look amazing and finish Yanal Ashmoz easily in that fight, but I don't think he should even be a 2-1 favorite. I don't even think that. He's going to be below Jake Hadley, below Joanne Wood, right above Lerone Murphy. He's really not that high of a confidence right there. I don't know why he's so high at minus 3 something. That is 320. That is insane, in my opinion. I'm going to have him at 60% because the betting odds that they were having him at was like 75, 76%. That is, that's a little much. That is a little bit much, in my opinion. Chris Duncan and Omar Morales. Going to be the least confident on the card. This one could go either way. Chris has one of those on and off type of chins, but he's got a good comeback ability, and I do have him slightly winning the fight, but I'm going to only have him at 55%. At the bottom of our list, there's not a lot of like super close fights on the card, though. Hence, we only have 3 50-something percents and no like 51, 52, 50-50 type of fights. Jack Shore, Makwan Amirkhani. Jack Shore is going to be pretty high on this one as well. Is he more than Juliana Miller? I wouldn't say so. Is he more than Chris Duncan or Christian Leroy Duncan? Yeah. He's less than Juliana Miller. So he's in the 70s. I'd say like 76, 77% for Jack Shore. Around that range would be good. Let's go 78% for Jack Shore. And we got Marvin Vettori in the middleweight division. Marvin Vettori. Now, not in the 80% or anything. He's like a 3-1 favorite I saw in one of them. Yeah, minus 300 on the bookies has him at 75% confidence. I don't really have him that high, given the fact that Roman's got legit power, legit jiu-jitsu, and grappling skills as well. He's going to be right in between Duncan and Jake Hadley, I'd say. Right in between there would be a good mark for Marvin Vettori, in my opinion. So let's do that one. We'd put him... He's almost, I would say he's almost Christian Leroy Duncan level. So we'll go 68% for Marvin Vettori, which means his odds really are not worth it. That's kind of an underdog or pass type of a fight. In the middleweight division, Casey O'Neill, this is going to be a super close one, and this is going straight to the bottom of our list. 52% confidence for Casey O'Neill. If you don't know, she's coming off an injury recently. She had a close fight with Roxanne Modafferi. Roxanne Modafferi is giving you a close fight. Come on, guys. Yeah, we're putting her at the bottom of the list. Gunnar Nelson, Brian Barberina. Yeah, he'll be high up there for sure, but not above Mohamed Mokaev. Not above Juliana Miller. Jack Shore... he's right around Jack Shore, just a little bit less, 75%. He's probably less than that. He's probably less than 75%. What are his betting odds? Let's see. Minus 450 for Gunnar Nelson that is crazy. We're going to only have him at 73%. Which isn't even minus 300. That's like minus 270, minus 280. And he's minus 450. That is insane odds. Absolutely crazy odds right there. What did we just do? Did we delete it on accident? Pace. Gunnar Nelson, 73% confidence. Now we have the second to last one, which you might think I'd be confident in, given that he's a much better striker, technically sound, and things like that, and the fact that Gaethje doesn't do good against this type of opponent. I'm not going to have him very high. He's going to be right around the Joanne Wood, Sam Patterson range. He's not. I wouldn't peg him as a 2-1 favorite. He's in the minus 100s range, in my opinion, at a solid 61%. And last but not least, we have the main event of the evening. Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman. Obviously not going to be at the top. He's not going to be next to my guy, Mohamed Mokaev. That's just not going to happen. Is he going to be with Veronica Macedo? I don't think so. Jack Shore, Gunnar Nelson range. Leroy Duncan, Vettori, Jake Hadley, Joanne Wood, Rafael Fiziev, Sam Patterson, Lerone Murphy. Going to be in the 50% at 59%. Confidence. That is it. That is all. And this is what we got. We have our slight leans with Sam Patterson, Kamaru Usman, Lerone Murphy, Ludovic Klein, Chris Duncan, and Casey O'Neill. We're going to make it a little bit smaller so we can fit it on here. Sorry about that one. Rafael Fiziev, Joanne Wood, Jake Hadley, Marvin Vettori, and Christian Leroy Duncan. These are all going to be almost confident picks. A little bit more, a little bit of a push, they would be confident picks, and a little bit less, they would be slight leans. They're just right in between being a confident pick. These are not confident picks, though. Gunnar Nelson and Jack Shore are going to be and Veronica Macedo, though, are all going to be, actually, all of them are going to be confident picks, because super confident is above 85%. So, we have our confident picks at the top right here with Mohamed Mokayev, Juliana Miller, Jack Shore, and Gunnar Nelson. Confident picks. What in the world did it do? Confident picks. And there we go. Mohamed Mokayev, Juliana Miller. I don't know why it does that every single time. Jack Shore, Gunnar Nelson are going to be our confident picks. Then we have Christian Leroy Duncan, Marvin Vettori, Jake Hadley, Joanne Wood, and Rafael Fiziev as our almost confident picks. Our slight lean, Sam Patterson, Kamaru Usman, Lerone Murphy, Ludovic Klein, Chris Duncan, and I forgot to add the last but not least category is the 50-50s. These are the fights. It can literally go, either way. They're 50-50 fights. And that is literally just going to be one fight in Casey O'Neill at 52%. Obviously, the confidence isn't 50% to actually be 50% and be like a 50-50 fight, but it's almost there, so I consider it a 50-50. That's what we got. Those are the confident picks. Those are the least confident picks, most to least. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.